I get the results of my Christmas exams back, and I'm not really surprised. A grade average of 48%. My parents are yelling at me, screaming at me, and I'm just standing there just thinking, from the future inaction and laziness from my past self, my future self is now being affected. All the bullshit reasons why I couldn't study, I was too busy, I didn't understand the material, it suddenly hit me. I was just being lazy. I didn't have the discipline, and that's when it really hit me that discipline is one of the most important things in life. And there's never been a time when discipline has made me, my future self, suffer. You want to be disciplined, but you approach it in the wrong kind of way because you have the wrong idea of what discipline is. And honestly, I don't blame you, because particularly on YouTube, discipline is very inaccurately portrayed. Discipline on YouTube, when you look at all these motivational videos on discipline, is kind of portrayed as doing these really hard tasks, kind of how I call it, the fuck it approach. It's oh yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all out. That's kind of how discipline is seen on YouTube, right? You can agree with me on this one, even if you don't really like me as a person. You can kind of agree with me on this, right? Discipline on YouTube is kind of seen as this kind of David Goggins, Andrew Tate, big workout kind of thing, and that is kind of how you have occasionally been approaching, where you're just fuck this, and you go all out. You already know that doing discipline is very important. All the YouTube self-improvement influencers, everyone's saying discipline, gym culture, discipline is extremely important. And my take on it is, it's interesting because some things you will regret doing, even if it seems like they're good now, you regret doing it. But with discipline, there's never been a time in my life where I've regretted working hard, especially when I didn't feel like it. So right now you think being disciplined is doing really hard work, like for example being motivated to do a really hard gym work and you do it. No. Why do you think that is? It's because the word motivated was put in there. As soon as you're motivated to do something, it's no longer discipline, because you want to do that anyway. It doesn't matter how hard or easy the task was. If you want to do it, that's not working on your discipline at all. If you put a person who goes to the gym 6 times a week because he's motivated, and put him in front of a YouTube recording camera to write some scripts early at 5 a.m. in the morning, record some videos, he's not going to be able to do that because he's not disciplined enough to do it. Building discipline is not doing these hard tasks, but it's very, very boring stuff. And this is why you're probably not going to make any progress in discipline, because you're going to think that the advice in this video is too basic for you. It's too fundamental. You want to get onto the good stuff. And this is exactly why you're not going to make any progress in discipline whatsoever. Because building discipline is doing tasks that aren't necessarily hard, but tasks that you especially do not want to do. So they can be hard tasks you don't want to do, but equally likely they can be very easy menial tasks that you've been putting off for ages. So now that you know that building your discipline requires doing a task that you specifically don't want to do, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and this is going to be very important for later on in the video. These questions are: do you have clothes? I assume you're in your room right now. Is your desk clean and neat and tidy? Has your bed been made? So it's are the bed sheets, are they creased or not? And are there clothes on your floor? Chances are your desk is messy, there are clothes on your floor, and your bed hasn't been made. Why is that? Why is your room messy? It's because you don't want to do those tasks. They're not actually hard tasks. Cleaning your desk is not a hard task. Folding your clothes is not a hard task. Making your bed is not a hard task. But you don't want to do these tasks because they require discipline, because you don't want to do them. It kind of starts to make sense now, doesn't it? So an actionable step that I want you to take is get a piece of pen and paper and get it right now, because if you don't do it, you're gonna forget. You're gonna say, oh yeah, I'll do it at the end of the video, but then like you'll watch till you will watch the video, right, and you won't do it. Actually, you know what? Think of this actionable step as just the first step to getting you more disciplined. Your disciplined task right now is to get off your seat, get off your crusty chair, and get a piece of paper and a pen. You can pause the video, right? So now you have that. So now you're gonna write down what are some small tasks, like folding your clothes, that require discipline, that aren't necessarily hard tasks, but they also have kind of an impact on your life as well. So having a clean room definitely has an impact on your life. These tasks will require a lot of discipline at the start. There will be days where you will not feel like even making your bed in the morning. Let's say it's a school day and you've forgotten to do your homework or something. But over time, that task won't require discipline anymore. And it's easy to fall into this trap saying, oh well, yeah, I'm still doing the task because it did require discipline, but it doesn't anymore. Because now that's become a habit. You don't need discipline for that anymore. So that now what you do? Well, there are two things you can do. You can, one, make the task more difficult, or two, start a new minor discipline task. Now, for some things you can't really make it more difficult, like making your bed. It's just making your bed. You can't make that more difficult. But let's say for you want to meditate in the morning. Let's say you did it for 3 minutes and that was a great struggle for you, but now it's easy now. Put it up to 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Now that's improving your discipline because you don't want to do it. So as soon as the task becomes too difficult, you either increase the difficulty, or too easy, you increase the difficulty, or you start a new disciplinary task. When I first started doing the disciplinary task, my first disciplinary task was making my bed every morning. At the start, I absolutely hated doing it. I was tired of school, bad day, I don't really have many friends in school, right? But then eventually it got easy and I moved on to the next task. And you want to know what the next task was? As soon as I had taken off my clothes to get changed, I would either, if they were dirty, I'd put them in a laundry basket, or if they weren't, I'd fold them and immediately put them back in my drawer. That was my second disciplinary task. Then eventually that became easy. Then I moved on to the next one, which I'm currently doing, which is cleaning my desk whenever it gets dirty. Because my desk tends to, because it's different kind of, this is kind of really nerdy sounding, but my desk is a black desk, so you can see the dirt really easily, and I get distracted by the dirt. I want to pick at it, everything. It's kind of disgusting. But that's my disciplinary task right now. And when that becomes not hard anymore, I move on to the next one. So with these disciplinary tasks, the last part of the video, I recommend starting in your room because it's your own personal space and it's all full of tasks that you don't want to do, which is why your room has been so messy. And it's also the tasks that are going to have those impacts in your life, because if you have a clean working space, you're going to work better because it reinforces your identity that you are a more organized, orderly person. Anyways, thanks for watching.